Hey guys, yeah, I'm here. Well. Why am I here? First thing in the morning, just gone 8 o'clock. I'm here doing a video. I said I'd do a video for a reaction because I knew something was going to happen tonight. Raw was, as usual, 3 hours long. The voting looked rigged to me. It was boring, stupid. There was a fucking dance contest and an arm wrestling match. We don't want that shit, apparently. Well, I didn't, and I don't think any of you did either. So therefore, we got fucked by Vince McMahon on Raw last night. There are two things, though, about last night's 3 hour extravaganza that made me stand up and take notice, right? One, that HBK is back next week. Get in! The other, and probably the best thing, is that CM Punk is the #1 contender for the WWE Championship at Money in the Bank. Now, if you, like me, know this is going to be easy, because this, I would have gone mental at this being a normal title match, right? But for the most people, yeah, it's just a normal title match to them. To me, this match is important, but I thought to myself, this is going to be great. It's in Chicago. It's going to be fantastic. But, and I love this huge but on this part. He said his contract expires on the 17th of July, when the night the pay-per-view happens. And if Punk wins, he is going to leave the WWE with the WWE Championship. Now, this can be interpreted in two ways. One, that Punk is actually going to leave, and that he will not win, which I am not even going to put into consideration as an option. The second, he does win, teases people that he is going to leave, appears on Monday Night Raw, stating, "Did you guys people really think I'd leave? You think I'd be that stupid?" And tell them all how much of a big sheep there are, because even in Chicago, they can have problems. And I think this match can be interpreted a lot of ways. Because I, for one, know that in a Chicago crowd, Cena has no chance in hell of getting a split reaction. Because if it's Chicago's own straight-edge savior, there is no way in hell there's going to be any cheering for Cena whatsoever. And this is the first time since Extreme Rules 2006 that we could have a legitimate riot on our hands. True, they didn't riot for Triple H, because it didn't happen. Simple, it just wasn't having any incentive. If Punk loses this match, if Punk loses and is made to look like an absolute shit, or in most cases, I've already said, Cena's bitch, then not only will that arena in Chicago riot, not will the IWC riot, not only will some WWE fans riot, I will do something. It's not going to be good. Because after the last two pay-per-views, Cena has been running me up the wall. And I do not want to see Cena beat the shit, make Punk look weaker than anyone else, and send him out of the WWE looking extremely bad. Okay? I want this match to be something good. I want Cena to actually give some offense rather than take it, okay? I want him to actually beat some people up for a change during a match, okay? And then have the other guy start beating him up as well. Say Punk beats up Cena for a bit, Cena beats up Punk for a bit, and then they have counter hold, kick out, submission move, wrenching out, and make this a good, intense, technical matchup. Because I know Cena can wrestle. And I believe if Punk is re-signing, he'd get a good match out of it, either way. And I want to see what WWE do with this. Because in the past, we've seen guys come up and say, look, if I don't do this, I'm leaving. And they have failed. But this match, because it's Punk, because it actually looks incredibly interesting, and I don't want WWE to think, oh, we're just going to make him look like he's going to win, but then Cena comes in and just whips his ass. Like last night. No, not last night. Like Sunday night. No. That ain't going to happen. I'm not going to be satisfied with that. I'm not going to be happy with that. Because, in my opinion, this is a ruse to cover up the fact that Punk has re-signed. And I normally look at these angles of I'm going to walk out with this, or I'm going to win this, or I will leave if I don't kind of angles as being crap. And the thing is, I see this as being an opposite of that. I want Punk to win. I want Punk to be able to stand up and say in Chicago, look at me, I'm better than everybody. And say I've won the championship. What am I going to do now? Is it going to tempt McMahon to re-sign me? Is it going to tempt McMahon to sign the contract on the dotted line the moment the pay-per-view ends to keep his champion around? Because if Punk... I know you're thinking at home, Punk will not be allowed to win walking out with a championship, right? But if you think about it, in a storyline situation, he and the Nexus could hold the WWE to ransom over its own championship. That's a storyline idea that probably WWE is not going to use, but I would love to say it's come into play. And basically, I will say this. Money in the Bank with that match makes it a lot more interesting than I would have stated. I would have thought at this point that someone was going to come up and challenge Cena for the championship. It's now Punk. But I want Punk to win this. This is a prediction I'm doing even way earlier than the video itself. Because Cena wins this in a particular way. If he does win it in a particular way, he will not be getting any praise from me. No, he won't get any praise from me. Because I have grown sick and tired of him. And I think you all have as well. Because after the last 2 pay-per-views, he, at least inside the steel cage at Extreme Rules, gave us a good match where he actually looked beat for the most of it. And then all it took was one FU from the top rope, and which actually was a worthy winner to win a match, which in a way he actually deserved to win. But nonetheless, last 2 pay-per-view matches with him have been outright bollocks, outright shit. And Raw was shit to go along with it. So, will Punk win? I believe he will. And the reaction that I have coming from this Raw is that if Punk doesn't win, or in at least case wins or doesn't win and then wins and then gets his contract back, because if WWE lose Punk, all right, and start going on this stupid... actually, if I want to point this out quickly, whoever saw the Money in the Bank advert last night, not last night, or either last night or on Capital Punishment pay-per-view, was feeling sick to their stomach. Because this is the obvious problem. Punk is one of the only true wrestlers left. And I would see if Punk goes, they might push Bryan Danielson further. Because that's what I hope will happen. It might not happen, but it's something I will not be happy with. I will be happy with as a replacement. But I'm leaving this in WWE's court. The ball is in your court, okay, guys? You have to make the choice here. Re-sign Punk. Do whatever you can. Because I don't care if he wins. I will be the most happiest person on earth. If he doesn't, in such a way that makes Cena look so strong that I could go mental, I will. But if Punk is not re-signed, I might flip out. Because I, after Sunday, have not been this disgruntled as a WWE fan to endure 2 straight pay-per-views on the trot that have been crap, but also Cena being as most ridiculous he's ever been. And guys, this is a reaction, an immediate reaction to watching this Monday Night Raw, but it's also feelings of problems I've had, that Punk could leave, that Cena's too much, okay? Me as a wrestling fan, I am incredibly disgruntled, okay? In my entire time of watching this business, I have not been this disgruntled since 2007 when the Benoit tragedy happened. Because that fucked me up big time, okay? I had problems after that. I was out of a depression and it sent me straight back in, right? This situation is just as bad as that for me. Because Punk is the guy that keeps me watching. He's, of course, the guy who got me straight edge, obviously. Or reinforce my idea of being a straight edge anyway. And I do not want to see my main reason for watching WWE, a person who's got the light of fantastic in-ring work, fantastic mic work, who at least uses in-ring psychology, who at least most places puts people over as well, and he actually lets this happen. And I basically am saying, as a wrestling fan right now, I am feeling really, really angry about what's happened in recent weeks. I do not want Punk to lose. If he does lose, and if he loses in such a way, WWE will be hearing an absolute gobful from me. Because you can bet for the Money in the Bank review, if something has happened that is really, really bad, I will not only rip into Cena, I will rip into everybody in the WWE back room. I'll rip into Vince McMahon and say to him exactly what I fucking think. And I hope if it's done in such a way, he can actually get noticed that things are going wrong. Because I bet if Punk loses at Money in the Bank, we are all going to go apeshit. Okay? The Orton thing was the catalyst. The Orton winning against Christian was the catalyst for this. Ryder is the second reinforced point. If Punk loses, the WWE Universe, the mainstream normal fans, the IWC, Chicago as a whole is going to go and write the biggest complaint letter known to man to Vince Kennedy McMahon. They are going to go crazy. And I guarantee if something bad happens, you know I'll be there. And guys, this has been a reaction video. This has been an angst-fueled, questioning reaction video. And I honestly think, what do you think about the situation, alright? What do you think CM Punk will do? What do you think WWE has up their sleeves? Do you think Cena is actually going to make Punk look like an absolute bitch on the 17th or 16th of July? I can't remember when it is now. So guys, put your comments down there. Put your comments in that comment section. Tell me what is going to happen. What do you think will happen? Because that's interesting to hear different ideals here. And if you want to see more spontaneous videos like this out of the blue, because I don't update, if you guys look at my forum signature or my Facebook for my videos, I don't put these up there. These are guys for my subscribers who know that my videos are coming, and I give them these little treats. So if you want these little treats, click that button up there. Subscribe, it says there. Click that if you want these little surprise packages. Because these don't come to everybody. I get these for my subscribers. Thank you so much for the support you've given me. And keep on giving. Because if this pay-per-view is anything to go by, my support for the WWE might be eternally fractured after it. See you guys next time.